Welcome to That's So Us
with Ama
and Lo.
Join us every Friday as we talk about everything and anything.
From pop culture to mental health to life experiences.
Everyone needs a vent session, and we're ready to connect with you on so many levels.
Be ready to laugh and even cry. Grab some tissues and a drink.
And join us as we turn our 3 a.m. calls into this podcast. Hey, everyone.
Hey.
My eyes are already watering.
Why? Oh, allergies?
Yeah, but I just took Claritin not long ago too, and they're...
Dude, okay, I came home from my trip and this is probably TMI, but literally, I don't know what happened. My stomach was not feeling the food or something. And I was in the bathroom yesterday, the whole day. It was so bad. I have just gotten over it right now, but it was really, really bad.
Well, at least it wasn't like that during the trip.
Well, it kind of was the
Oh.
last 2 days.
Oh.
We love it. Literally
That's
everyone
unfortunate.
that I went with, well, almost everyone that I went with got sick.
That's interesting.
So I don't know what it was, because
But have you been there before?
everyone...
Was it like that the last time?
Oh yeah, no, it was not like that the last time. I've been 6 times, so I have no clue what it was.
That's weird.
But yeah, it's really bad.
Well, I guess you can say your highs and lows of the week.
Oh yeah. Okay. My high was actually getting to be in Cancun, just relaxing, tanning finally by the pool. But my low was me getting stung by a jellyfish, or what I thought was a jellyfish. Because what ended up happening was my brother, we were at this park thing, and we were floating down this river, whatever. And they had different activities. You could go zip lining, you can, I don't know, try to walk across this line, this tightrope above the water. And whatever, we were doing those activities, and then my brother loses his fin thing that they gave him, the flipper,
Yeah.
whatever they're called. And we were wearing life vests, so I was like, just go get it. So he takes it off, and they're mandatory in this park, you have to wear them. But he took it off, and he was trying to reach his flipper, and he couldn't get it. So I was like, I'm gonna get it. So I take my vest off, and I'm reaching, and all of a sudden I touch something squishy, and my hand starts burning like crazy. It was the worst pain ever. But it was at the bottom of the ocean, so I don't know if it was a jellyfish or what it was, whatever. It literally stung me so bad, and my skin, even now, it looks like charred almost. It's so weird. But yeah, they had to call the medics, and they had
Oh my
to
god,
help
that's
me.
so
I know. In front of
I think we
everyone.
jinxed you last week. Because remember you were like, oh, I hope I'm not sick, and I was like, oh, you can't have any lows because you're on vacation.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my low, but it stung for I want to say 5 hours after it happened, and then I was like, I'm just gonna pee on my hand because I heard that works. And then I woke up the next morning and I was not in pain, so it worked.
Love that for you.
Yeah, it was great. A great time. Would recommend.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun. For me, I was trying to think of a low. I don't have a specific event that occurred or thing that I can think of, honestly.
Mhm.
So I don't think I have one this week, which
Well,
I guess
that's
is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And then my high, I didn't really do much this week. I guess I booked my trip to Europe finally, 4 years later.
Yes. That's
So I guess
exciting.
it would be that. Yeah. Yeah, because this was supposed to happen literally 4 years ago, which is so crazy to me that it's been that long.
Mhm. Where all are you going?
So we're starting in Paris, and what's fun about that is I'm gonna give my whole itinerary here. What's fun about that is that one of my friends that I met when I worked at Apple actually is from Paris, and she moved back last year. So I'm gonna meet up with her, and then we're going to Rome, which is where my mom's family is from. So I'm gonna meet my Italian cousins that I don't know how to speak to. They my mom was they speak broken English, but whatever. So we're staying there for a good 6 days, I think. And we're gonna do day trips to Florence and stuff. And then we're going to, I can't say this word, Cinque Terre. That's definitely not how you say it, but it's Have you been there? I don't think so.
I think so.
Do you know what it is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's like and I think you would like this. It's like a island, but there's like 5 villages in the island, and there's like a lot of like there's different like beaches in each of them.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, we're
Yeah, I
gonna
would
go
like that for
there for
sure.
2 days, and then we're ending in Barcelona.
Ugh,
That's my
so
little
nice.
itinerary. It's fucking
So
expensive.
nice.
Like I was like we booked everything, but when
Wow.
I booked the like hotels and Airbnbs, I was like, that's so much money. Like it's insane.
I know it really is. It's so crazy. But I was telling my other friend, I was like, there's such a difference between vacationing and traveling. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be like on vacation, like you can do the whole like hotel and like the whole luxury side of it. But if you're gonna travel, like you have to be okay with like staying like at like super cheap like
Mm-hmm.
places, even if it's like a hostel or something. Like you have to be okay with that. Or like spending the night at airports. Like like I'm going. She invited me on a trip with her family, and I'm going to Aruba,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm basically spending the night in Colombia at
Oh
the
my
airport
god. To get
because
there?
to get there. Or no, it's on the way back that I'm spending the night. But she was like, "Yeah, you're insane. Like I would never do that." And my
Oh my
parents are like,
god.
"Yeah, Colombia." Like and I'm
The
like,
airport.
"I don't care."
Yeah, no, I feel that. I think I would do especially if I save money. Depend like yeah, like obviously my family would not do that. Like but
Mhm.
I could have saved money some places, but yeah, I would do that. If I'm gonna save like a couple $100, like
A couple hundred, yeah, I
I
saved,
would.
like, almost $500 doing it.
Yeah, see, I would
So I'm
do that
like,
too.
absolutely, because then I can make another trip out of what I would have spent.
Yeah, exactly. Smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't do any of that. But our flight was actually like somewhat cheap. Like when I was looking before, it was like 1,300
Mhm.
and like Canadian, and now it was like 800. So like
That's not terrible. I know the last 2 times that I went, it was pretty, like, cheap, like, the one I paid, like, 540, and then another one I paid, like, around 600,
yeah, see,
which
that's
was,
like
like,
probably what
yeah,
I'm paying now if you like convert it.
pretty good.
It's just like literally the hotels and stuff, but also it's because
Yeah,
we're 4 people, so like you have to find things that like obviously if it
fit
was two
for
people, like it's cheaper, but like we're
yeah,
4, so like yeah,
that
that's
makes
fine.
sense.
Like we're staying at more Airbnbs than hotels because the hotels were like so expensive. And then
Mhm.
there's like the really cheap ones, but like this one hotel I was looking and I was like, okay, like it seems decent. And I'm reading reviews and then I see someone's foot. And I'm like, why does someone have their foot, like a picture of their foot in the reviews? I was so confused. And I opened it and there was a picture of this lady's foot with all bed bug bites. I was disgusted. Like I
Oh
didn't know
my
what to do.
gosh.
But I was like, thank God
Ew.
I saw that. But like, why did you have to put a picture? You couldn't just say it, you know?
Oh, that's so
Yeah. So it's
gross.
like ingrained in my head right now. And I closed it and I was like, I am not looking at that ever again.
Ew.
Um, yeah. Yeah. So then every
No,
place I
yeah, that's
like
so
booked,
gross.
I like did a deep dive because I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know whenever I went to Europe, there was a hotel that I stayed at in France. There was a rat in the lobby, literally a rat. I was so
Ew, maybe
scared.
France is just dirty. Maybe it's the same hotel. Cause yeah, I was in Paris, the one that I was
Yeah,
that there was
because
a
the
picture.
first time around when we went for Madison's tour, um, well, when I went,
Yeah.
um, we stayed at a nice I stayed at a nice hotel, and then the second time around, it was just not the best. But I think it's because
See,
the
like,
area, like, the venue was different.
yeah, I don't know. That's the one thing, like, I know I could save money in some cases, but like if it looks like somewhat dirty or like anything, like I can't
Mhm.
stay there. Like I don't need to
Yeah,
stay at like a fucking like 5-star like whatever, but like it needs to look somewhat clean. Like some of them do not look clean and like I can't bring
yeah,
myself to stay there.
100%. I think for
Yeah.
me, though, at the end of the day, I'm like, all I need is a
Yeah,
bed
like I
and a
don't need
pool
anything
by the
fancy,
beach,
but like if the
like
bed is like clean looking,
yeah,
like I'm good.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
Well, I'm
I
glad you did
mean,
that. It's gonna be so much fun.
yeah, I'm excited. I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I yeah, yeah. spending time with my family. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just I have to like train my mom and my brother to take to take my Instagram
Dude,
pictures.
I know. I was so sad this trip. Like, I didn't get a lot of pictures because I guess my family members are just not the best at it, which is
Yeah,
really sad. Because 'cause you'd
yeah.
think they're like, "We got a lot of girls in our family," and my dad's pretty good at taking pictures, not gonna lie. But, yeah, it just was not the vibe this trip.
No, I
I don't
feel
know
that. I
what
mean,
happened.
my mom so I've like positioned the camera and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, like this is like don't move. And then I go, and then I go look at the
Yeah,
picture and like it's like not even like in frame. So
yeah,
my brother is the type that like he'll take a picture, but he'll only take one and he's like over it. Like he's like, okay, like
yeah.
I got the picture. And then I look at it and like it's ugly as shit. Have to rely on my brother, my mom, which I don't
I
know about.
know. Or Lens Buddy is really good.
I am not standing in the streets of Europe with a fucking tripod.
I just have my family members hold it, and then I click the button and it
Okay,
just takes.
smart. Maybe I'll try that and see.
Yeah.
But again, my
But
mom
it
might move
still
her
didn't
hand.
Yeah,
Might
I was
move
gonna
her
say it
hand,
still
switch
didn't work that
positions. Ugh,
that well. It's okay, when we
that's sad.
go on vacation, we're gonna take so many pictures.
Yeah, at least they'll look nice.
I know.
But anyways, that's that. The card that I picked, I didn't even think of an answer, so that's fun. What is one of your favorite memories?
Oh, that's cute. Hmm.
I have to think though.
Mm, I think one of mine would be, like, one of the parties that my parents used to have when we were younger. We would have, like, a lot of, family friends come over, and it was always, like so this was when my parents were together and we were, like, obviously younger, and even though I hated everyone being so loud, I used to love these parties because it was all of my family friends. They were all, like, Hispanic, so we're just loud in
Mhm,
general, and we play great music, whatever, and the food's amazing, but I don't know, I just miss that time of everyone being, like, close
mhm,
because it's just not like that anymore, which we've gotten better with it, but yeah, it's just like I miss that time, but that was a great memory.
mhm. I think for me, I think it was when I went to LA for the first time with my family because I wanted to go for so long. Like I literally asked every single year because obviously when I was like 16, like where was I gonna buy a whole fucking trip? So then for my
Yeah.
graduation, my parents are like, okay, so you either go to your Europe trip with your school, because my school was like the school that did like the Europe trips, or we'll go to LA. And
Lucky.
I picked LA. Yeah, but it was like I didn't like the people in my high school, so I wasn't going there.
Right.
Because I was like, ugh, like I don't want to have my first like time like going to Europe, like be with these people. Like I don't like them. And I think I just
Yeah.
like would not have a good time because like they all like gave me
Mhm.
so much anxiety. So I chose to go to LA and it was so fun. And
Aw,
yeah. I don't remember much
cute.
about it, which is so sad because it was only like not even that well, yeah, I was like 17, I think.
Mhm.
That was 8 years ago. Oh my god. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm old. Um, but yeah, I remember it being fun and like going somewhere I wanted to go for so long.
Yeah, that's cute.
Today's topic is about internet friends, which I feel like I have more experience in that than you,
Yeah.
but I thought it would be fun to talk about. I feel like it's like a topic people will want to hear about, maybe. If not,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. But I
um
feel like you can also preface with, like, how we viewed, friendships, maybe, like, even in real life friendships, like,
mhm.
in the past to how we view them now. Because I know for me, it's, like, different.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. So, I used to always be, like, that friend, like, growing up and well, okay, first off, I wanna say, like, I didn't really have that many friends growing up.
Mhm.
Like, I can literally count, like, on one hand the amount of friends that I've had. But it was always, like, really easy for me to make friends, but, like, keeping friends was always really hard because I felt like I was always, like, the second choice in a friendship,
Mhm.
and, like, even I was thinking about it earlier, and I was like, There was this one time my at the time, really good friend, we were at a restaurant eating, and she was talking to me about how she's like, "Ugh, I regret not going to, like, this party or whatever," and she was telling me this, and I was like, "Okay, but I'm, like, sitting in front of you,
Mhm.
like, am I not good enough? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, go tell your mom or something."
Yeah.
So, things like that always used to happen, and I felt like I was always putting in more in, like, a friendship than I was receiving. I don't know, I feel like it just got to a place where I was like, I'm happier, like, hanging out with myself than I
Mhm.
am with, like, other people, especially because I felt like, I don't know, a lot of people just, like, drained me, and I really needed to, like, recharge.
Yeah.
And I felt like that for a really long time, like, even in, like, going into high school, like, in college too, I was always, like, I just preferred to be, like, alone. I don't know. But I also viewed friendships as, like, I feel like there's certain people in your life that come into your life for, like, a certain reason.
Mhm.
So it's like they come into your life for, like, seasons, I feel like. And not everyone, obviously, but, like, there are some people who come into your life to, like, teach you a lesson or to, like, help guide you in, like, the right direction. There are also people who come into your life to, like, teach you right from wrong, I feel like.
Mhm.
And, I think that over the years, I've learned to, like, really surround myself with good people and who have, like, good intentions and who actually, like, reciprocate what I put into a friendship or what I have always put into a friendship. Because at the end of the day, it's like you always hear in, like, romantic, like, relationships, like, you have to have, like, both people, like, putting in work, both have to be, like, 100%, like, and it's all about, like, communication and honesty and whatever, and in the past, I was always like, "Oh, yeah, but, like, that doesn't really, like, apply to, like, friendships," and I don't know why I thought that because it's like, it is important, it's, like, the same level of importance, I feel like, as romantic relationships, even though it's platonic, it's like, you still have to put in
Mhm.
100% and both parties need to do the work because then you're not gonna, like, grow in that friendship. So I feel like that's why, like, my friendships in the past didn't work was because, like, both parties just didn't put in enough effort, I guess. But also, like I was saying, it's like people come into your life for a reason. So I think for me, like, people just I don't know, they came into my life to teach me something and then they kinda just distance themselves. Um,
Mhm.
but I feel like that's just kind of like what happens in life. I don't know. But then there
Yeah.
are also those type of people who, like, I feel like I haven't talked to people in like ages, but the minute that I talk to them again, it's like we'd never stop talking, which I love those friendships because, like, I get it, like, life is so busy and
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of where I'm at now with friendships. It's like you have to want to put in the work because
Mhm.
it's like, like, it's work.
Yeah. I think, like, for me, it's the same. Growing up, though, I'm a very big people pleaser, and I still am, which, like, is something I'm trying to, like, not do, but, like, it's hard to, like, not do that or, like, turn it off
Yeah.
kind of. But, yeah,
Yeah.
growing up, like, I was always, yeah, like, a fucking people pleaser, and I made people walk all over me, like, all the time. And like you said, like, I was always, like, someone's second choice, and, like, I'd be the friend that, like, they'd ask someone else to do something, and then if they weren't able to, then they'd ask me, and I
Yeah,
hated
that's what
that.
happened to me. Mhm.
Yeah. And, like, honestly, it still happens to me to this day, and, like, whatever. I don't know. I have, like, I have 2 of my friends, like, my closest friends from here, that we've been friends since I think we were 12. So, like, they're, like, the type of friends that, like, even though they live here, we don't, like, see each other all the time because, like you said, like, everyone's busy, people have, like, their lives, but at the same time, I also feel like we like to do different things, which
Yeah.
is difficult to, like, navigate at this, like, kind of, like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it,
Yeah.
but
Well, I feel like that's when internet friendships really come into, like, the conversation because it's so easy to relate to people on the internet when you have something in common. So, like,
Yeah.
for us, for example, like, we met because of Madison and through, like, Twitter, like, on Twitter, and it was just, like, easy.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know where to go with
I
that.
sound so depressed. I sound so depressed. Wait. Yeah, so anyways, growing up, like, I was a very big people pleaser, and like I said, I still am, but yeah, I have to kind of, like, find a boundary within myself because I'm still at a place where sometimes I put in so much more than other people, and I kinda just let it slide, which, like, does a disservice to myself, I think, because that's how I was, like, my entire life growing up, and, like, now I feel like, especially as adults, like, that I shouldn't be letting people, like, walk all over me still or
Mhm.
whatever, but I also don't like confrontation or telling people anything, so I kinda just end up distancing myself from people, which, like, kinda sucks, but anyways, that's that. I love that for me.
I feel like I was the same way, like, because if I didn't see, like, people reciprocating, then I was just like, "Okay, like, I'm just not gonna." Like, I remember there was this one friend that I had, and it was, like, after I came home from Europe, from Madison's tour, and,
Mhm,
like, I went out to eat with her,
mhm,
and, and then we were, like, texting, like, afterwards, and, like, I don't know, it just didn't feel, like, the same, I guess.
mhm,
So, like, that's kind of when I started distancing myself, but at the same time, it was, like, even before that, with, like, another friend that I was, like, hanging out with, like, I feel like the reason why I was distancing myself from that specific person was just because I was in, like, a bad place in my life, but,
mhm.
like, they were also in a bad place, and it was like we were both, like, almost, like, drowning each other, if that makes any sense, and we
Yeah,
weren't doing anything to help each other get out of that place, so it's like, for me, I was just like, I actually wanna get help, and I can't help someone who doesn't want help, so
mhm,
that's kind of when I started distancing myself, but yeah, it kinda just sucks because like, that was, like, a good friend, and she was there for me, like, during hard
mhm.
times, so and we nothing happened, like, between us, like, if I saw her, like, we'd still, like, talk and whatever, but, like, it just kinda sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I have, like, friends like that from high school, honestly. It's hard to explain, but, like, I miss, like, the friendship that, like, we used to have, but I don't think it
Yeah,
would be the same now because of, like,
yeah,
where I am in life and where they probably are. But it's, like, sometimes
mhm,
I just think about, like, "Oh, like, what if we were still friends?" Like, there was this one girl that, like, we were, like, really close, but kinda similar to what you said. She was, like, really going through it, and so was I, and it wasn't good, like, to be surrounded with that, especially because we were both in a place where, like, self-harm was, like, a big thing that was happening, and, like,
mhm,
none of us tried to, like, help each other, I guess, in a way.
mhm,
Um, but then I think about it, I'm like, yeah, like, I wonder what it would be like now, but then I'm like, "Okay, I can't, like, dwell on that because, like, I'll never know."
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I kind of distanced myself from a lot of people in high school. Like when I went to CEGEP, I was like friends with a few of them. And then like once I went to university, like I had only those two friends that I spoke about before. Like those are the only ones I had left because I just like, I'm the type of person that if people don't try and talk to me, I'm like, I don't want to talk to, not like I don't want to talk to you, but like if I'm always trying to talk to you and like no one tries to talk to me, like I'll just give up at one point and
yeah,
like then like you never hear from them. So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's kind of what happened. I was like, I don't have energy to like keep giving people stuff because like it's not fair to me in the end. And then like once you stop trying, then you kind of see like people's real
yeah.
intentions
Yeah, yeah,
type
yeah,
of thing.
exactly. I think it's also hard, like, when you are in, like, a bad place mentally, like, how hard it is to maintain friendships.
Hmm.
Because, like, for me, like, I just didn't wanna talk to anybody, like,
Yeah.
at all. And then when I was hanging out with someone, it was, like, people who weren't good for me,
Hmm.
or who we were, like, both engaging in, like, bad, like, habits.
Yeah.
So, it was just, like, not the best people to be around, but, like, I don't know. I think mental health plays a huge role in how you, like, interact with people and, like, cope and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Getting into internet friendships, I don't know, I feel like you have more experience with that. So what was, like, your first, like, experience with creating a friendship online?
Um, so my first ever, like, I would say close friend, um, I still, like, talk to her occasionally. Her name is Gabby. Um, we met because of Justin Bieber, and she was, like, my first, like, friend that I met online that, like, came to my house and, like, that because I had, like, friends that I would speak to, but, like, it was very, like, surface level. So if we're talking about, like, friends that I actually, like, got to know, it was
Yeah,
her. I think we were, like, 16 at the time. Which is, like, me going up to my mom, like, "Oh, can my friend that I met on Twitter, like, come over?" Like, it was very awkward conversation. She was like,
yeah,
"Who is this person?"
right.
Um, but yeah. So, like, she was, like, my first, like, close friend that I met online, and then I have my friend Audrey, who you know who that is.
Mhm.
Those were, like, my 2, like, first friends that I met online, and, like, they were normal, and they still are normal. But then there's obviously the people that I met that were not normal. Um, and I think like I can't remember all of them because I was just so young. Like when I got online at like 11, so don't remember too much. But I
Yeah.
do remember a lot of people on the internet would like fake their own suicide for like people to like talk about them, which is so fucked up. And I
Wow.
remember that happened a lot and it was like so confusing to me because I was like it was just a whole thing. Like and at 12 I was like what is happening?
Right.
There's been people online that, like, are just not the nicest people, or they have
Mhm.
the wrong intentions, and, like I said, like, growing up, I was very big, like, people pleaser, and I let people walk all over me, so that happened a lot, like, with, like, internet friends too. It
Yeah.
feels weird saying internet friends, but because like, some people I don't consider an internet friend anymore, but, like, just in
Yeah.
general, I'm like, you never really know someone until you meet them, which is
Not even
where
meet them, but, like, spend time with them.
yeah. But
Like,
that's where it
you
comes into
yeah.
play, like like, people you meet in person versus people you meet online and, like, build a friendship from there. Because the people I met in
Mhm.
person, like I mean, at the same time, like, you never really know people's intentions until, like, they show you their real, like, intentions.
Mhm.
So, like, someone I meet in person can, like, be nice to me for a year and then, like, fuck me over the same way someone online
Right.
could, but I feel like it's a little bit easier to tell people's intentions in person versus when, like, you're talking to them without, like, physically seeing them.
Right. Well, because
So I've had
anybody can say anything behind a screen.
exactly.
And you can also like, I know someone who, like, I knew, who was just very good at communicating, just very funny, like, person, like, online, then in person was a completely different person. So it's just
Mhm.
like, you never really know.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, that has I've seen that so many times. So, like, now that it happens, kinda depends the circumstances, but, like, it doesn't phase me that much because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, like, just another, like, person being fucking weird." Um,
Yeah,
and then I'm like in my head, I'm like, "Oh my god, I hope people don't think that about me," because, like, you never really know what people think about you, but
that's true.
I also don't care that much. I care a little bit. But but yeah. Yeah. I've seen, like, so many things, and, like, I've had people that, like, have used me for, like, God knows what over time, and yeah, it's hard because, like I said, in person,
Yeah.
it's easier to, like, tell people how they are versus not, but then
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, like what you said before sorry, I'm not even making sense. What
No,
you
you're
said
good, you're good.
before about, like okay, it's easier for me to make friends I don't know what I'm saying. Okay,
Well,
like
that's
you said
actually a good
before
point. Like,
which point?
it's easier to make or not a good point, but, like, a good kind of conversation
Okay.
starter, but it's easier to make at least for me, it's easier to make friends well, actually, okay, before the past me would have said it's easier to make friends online than it is in
Mhm.
person. Now I think it's easier to make friends in person, but I think making friends online is scarier because, like you said, like, you don't know people's intentions. Like, I know people claim to be my friend online, but then they're also talking shit about me to, like,
Mhm.
their other
But then
friends
it's like, do you ever
online.
think about the fact that, like this is gonna send me in a spiral, but, like, people in person can do the same thing.
That's true,
Like,
100%.
I like, obviously, I don't think my friends that I have talk shit about me, but I also don't know. And that like
Yeah,
will send me somewhere else. But like,
yeah. Well, I
yeah.
think also, I don't know, I guess I kind of take in some ways I use the word friends kind of loosely
Hmm.
because like people that I just like met at like a concert, I'm like, oh yeah, like I met them once, they're my friends. But like I guess we're just acquaintances.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I
I,
mean? So it's
yeah.
not really
But I
like
think it's because I've had that happen to me before where like my friends like in person, I never know how to say it, but like my friends from here that I had,
mhm.
like I thought we were like good friends and then like I found out they would talk shit about me when they're by themselves. So it's just like I feel like it's easier for people to do that when it's like an online friend because you don't see them as much or like you don't see them at all.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I'm like, what? Like at like who says people don't do that? Like, that I know
In
in
person,
person.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's just a whole thing. But I get what you mean. I
I feel
mean,
like
yeah.
though you can really see how a person is when you hang out with them. So if you have like your in-person friends, like I don't know, you can just tell who is like a good person.
I mean,
I
I
don't know. With
guess, but
like online, it's like it's
I've been
harder.
wrong before.
Okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I just go with my gut with a lot of things. I'm like, well, sometimes I kind of there's once I didn't go with my gut, but um I tried to. I feel like I
Yeah.
have a
I think
pretty
it's just
good like
hard to
intuition
like,
with it.
yeah. I think it's hard to like ever know like people's true intentions at the end of the day
Oh,
because
100%.
you never know why people like what they are using you for. I think I've just been
Yeah,
used so many times that like that's just how I think now, which is kind of sad.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that
but
actually kind of recently started happening to me, like, when I did, like, go on people's tours and travel and, like, got to meet so many people, then I was, like, getting, like, DMs from people that, like, I really haven't even talked to, and I'm like, "Okay, like, why are you, like, DMing me?"
mhm.
Like, old friends that would come and try to be my friend again. I'm like, "Okay, obviously these are, like, people that are using me for, like,
Yeah.
wrong intentions." So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
It's hard.
It
And
is
it's hard
hard.
to know if like they're actually doing that or they actually just want to know you. Like I hate that I do that to
Right.
myself because like I feel like I've like I don't know how to say it, but I feel like I've blocked myself off to like a lot of people because I just like I'm tired of like just feeling
Yeah.
that way.
It's, like, always in the back of your head, like, that little voice, it's
Mhm.
like, "Hey, like, be cautious, like, watch out, because like, in the past, people have done this to you, so, like,
Yeah.
who's to say, like, this person's not gonna do it too?" But I think also at the end of the day, we have to not, like, assume that everyone's a bad person,
Exactly, yeah. Until
because
they show
again,
you.
you never know. Yeah, until they
Yeah.
show you.
I've had like yeah, my fair share. Like there's this one person like now we're fine, I guess. We're not really friends, but there's this one person who I didn't even know that we had like Twitter beef when we were like 13 until they followed me on like their personal account and I was like this
Mhm,
person looks so familiar, but I couldn't like figure it out. And then I had to figure it out. So I went through like a whole thing. And then I found their fan account from when they were younger and I clicked the DMs cuz my account right now is the same account that I use like for Justin Bieber. And I clicked
mhm.
the DMs and I saw that we were fighting. And I was like that's so funny to me because like I don't really remember it. I'm sure they don't. But, like,
Mhm.
just the fact that, like, that happened just made me laugh because I
Yeah.
was like, what was I doing?" Like, fighting with, like, random people. But, yeah. I also get what you mean. I wanna talk about how, like, you said, like, meeting people versus hanging out with them is different because, like, you can meet a lot of people and, like, depends how much time you spend with them. Like, if I spend time with someone waiting in line for a concert, like, that's not really like, it's hanging out with them, it's not really hanging out with them kinda
Yeah.
thing. I
I
feel
think
like once you,
to
like
know, like, why,
yeah, I feel like
but,
once
like,
you,
not
like
get to know anything else.
yeah, like, you actually spend time with someone doing something other than, like, going to a show or, like I don't even know, just, like, being in their presence for, like, a long time, like, you can kinda, like, get vibes from people.
Yeah, 100%. Bro, the stories we have, I wish we could share. I really do. Like,
Will
it's
we
so
get
sad.
sued? I feel like we would.
Maybe.
I think when people yeah, like, when people talk shit about you, but then, like, to your face, like, they act all, like, brave and, like, they haven't talked shit about you and, like, they're your best friend. I hate those
Yeah.
type of people because, Why? Like, for what reason?
Literally, for what reason? I don't know. I've always like, if you know me, like, you know that I just hate hypocrites. Like, that is such a fake person. Like, it literally makes me so mad.
Mhm. Yeah. And I feel like that's happened to me so many times. And, like, people just think you don't find out, but then when you talk within, like, mutual friends, like, that's
Yeah.
what gets me. It's like,
Mhm.
I at the end of the day, the way that you're talking, like, you think other people don't talk too, type of thing.
Yeah.
And
But I
that's
think
happened to
that
me so
that's
much.
also, I don't know, like, that's what kinda gets me with, like, internet friends. It's like people just talk, like, on the
Mhm.
internet. Everyone talks. Like I said, you don't know people's intentions, so it's like, if people tell me the stuff that other people have said, it's like, "Okay, but, like, why weren't you, like, standing up for me?"
Mhm.
Like, then are you my friend? I don't think so, because like, you would've
Uh-huh.
said something.
But I think, again, being like that person, I think that happens in person too, but it's more prevalent online
Yeah.
because people
Yeah, I
aren't
agree.
like,
I just
I
think
know
because
I've
it's easier.
yeah, 100%. Like, I know I've had people, like, especially in high school, like, talk about me, but, like, people don't stand up, but then they tell me what people said. And that's
Yeah.
happened to me with, like, in-person friends and online friends, but, like you said, I think it's easier online because, like, 1, some people, I think for me, I would think, like, a friendship is stronger than it was, and then these people would be like, "Oh, like, you're my, like, Madison friend," type of thing, or, like, "You're my, like, Twitter
Right.
friend," you know? But in my head, I was
Right.
like, "Oh, like, this is actually my friend."
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, a boundary that, like, I didn't realize other people like, that I needed to put up for myself because I just,
Yeah.
like I don't know, but
No, yeah, like,
yeah.
kinda like how I said I kind of, like, take the word friend sort of loosely in some, like, cases where, like, yeah, I was like, "This person is, like, my friend," but in reality, I was just another internet friend to them, so it kind
Mhm.
of sucks, but then
Yeah.
you know who is really your actual true friend.
Yeah. Which, like, honestly, is not a lot of people. Or, like, the people, like, for example, like, we're I'm gonna talk about Madison because, like, that's, like, the most recent, like, friends that I've made. Friends.
Mhm.
Um, but, like, for me, it's, like, when she was on tour and, like, everything was happening, like, I had so many people that, like, would speak to me, but then, like, when she fell off the face of the earth, um, like, no like, I had, like, 2 people that would speak to me. I don't consider you
Right.
in this because, like,
Thank you.
whatever. But, like, I would have, like, 2 people speak to me, and I'm like, "Wow." Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's
Yeah,
hard to
like, that's
explain. I'm
really
sure
when you
you felt the
know.
same way too, like,
Yeah.
it's like people talk to you when, like, there's relevant stuff, but, like, then you kinda see, like, people who actually wanna talk to you to, like, know about your actual life versus the people who just
Mhm.
wanna talk to you to, like, talk about whatever's going on at the moment.
Yeah. Well, low key though for me, like, people would just talk to me, like, in person, but then online, like, I really wouldn't get any, like, no one really talked to me.
Okay.
So,
I think it
like,
was the opposite for me, but I don't know. I think it was because Madison would interact with me a lot online, so people saw it, and then they'd be like,
mhm.
"Oh, like, let me be friends with her," type of thing. Like, the
Yeah.
same way, like, in person people use you, it's, like, even more
Yeah.
so online. Like, not even for, like, just that, but, like, even with, like it's not like I'm, like, famous on YouTube, but, like, with, like, YouTube and stuff like that, or, like, even this podcast or, like, my other podcast, like, I feel like people would, like, try and talk to me because they think they'd get something out of it when, like, in reality, I have
Yeah.
nothing to give you. Like, I don't have, like, a million followers, like, I'm not like, I have nothing to give you. But, like, I don't know, or, like, when I get, like, free stuff or, like, I get a sponsored stuff from people from companies, people message me and
Mhm.
they're like, "Oh, like, can I get this contact person? Can I get that?" And I'm just like, "You never talk to me." Like, if you were, like if it was you, for example, and, like, you actually talk to me, like, almost every day and you asked me, I'd be like, "Okay, sure." Like, people that,
Yeah.
like, I never speak to,
Yeah.
like, why are you talking? Like, I don't know. And then I feel
Right.
so bad, like, when I not mean, but, like, when I don't give people what they want, then I feel like
Mhm.
a bad person. That's, like, the people pleaser in me that comes out.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what
don't even
else
know
to add.
where I went, like, where my brain
Yeah,
went
we
with
kind
that.
of went everywhere with that.
I don't think I've made, if I have to think about it now, I've made, like, a lot of friends on the internet, but, like, not a lot of them are, like, genuine friendships. They're just, like,
Yeah.
people. Like,
Yeah.
acquaintances, like you said. Like, if I see them in person, like, I'll say hi to you, but, like, they don't know me and I don't know them type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think now, like, obviously I've made friends online, especially through the whole, like, tours and concerts and all of that
Mhm.
stuff, but I think that the friendships that I have in person, aside from yours, how we met online, but, the friendships in person, I think are more, like, concrete.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people, like, come and go when it's, like I guess it depends because like, I have, like, friends that, like, I met through content creation, so it's not like like, music stuff. So, like,
Yeah.
those ones, like, are more, like, stable, if you will, but, like, a lot of, like, the music scene, like, stan Twitter type of friends are, like
Mhm.
that's where it's, like, I don't know, type of
Yeah.
vibe.
I feel like also that there's, like, different friendships. Like, not
Mhm.
everyone has to be, like, your best friend. Like, you don't have to, like, talk to everyone every single day.
Mhm.
Like, every single friend that you have, like, doesn't have to be the same. Like, there's like I kinda mentioned earlier, certain people come into your life for a certain reason, I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where I was going with that, but, like
No, I know what you mean,
yeah,
though, yeah.
I think it's just important to, like, note that.
Mhm. I think it's also important to not trust every single person because
Yes,
not everyone actually gives a
100%.
shit.
And not everyone is who they say they are,
That
in
too.
person or online. Like,
Mhm.
I think just spending time with people is, like, really important, so you actually get to know who they are as, like, a person. Because if you don't, and I'm not saying, like, a day or 2, I'm saying, like, weeks.
I heard that I mean, I've heard 'em I've also experienced that you never really know someone until you go on vacation with them. That's when, like, it brings out every side of
Yeah.
someone, and,
Yeah.
like, I've had friends that I went on trips with, and I was like, "Why are they like this?" Like, it irks me.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm sure people have felt that way about me too. But it's like, yeah, like, I think that's, like, so true because you spend, like, every waking minute with that like, whoever it is,
Mhm.
um, and you can, like it tells a lot about people. Even, like, just how they interact, like, in general,
Yeah.
like, it's just a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Very
I
true.
think this was, like, a
Very
really
true.
big mix of, like, just friendships in general. I don't even think it was just, like, about internet friends at the end of the day. But it's
I
like,
know.
see, some of them, like, mixed together, like, for you and Audrey, like, I don't like, when I think of you guys, I don't think of you, like, as, like, "Oh, like, my internet friend," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I think, like, people that you meet online could become, like, just your friends in general, but there are people that, like, I associate with, like, "Oh, like, you're my Twitter friend." Like, I don't know how to explain it. But,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we, like, met on the internet, but we're, like, friends, and we've met in person, and, like, we hang out aside from, like, just going to, like, the things that, like, interest us and, like,
Mhm.
shows and stuff like that, we're gonna for example, like, I'm coming end of July, and we're gonna hang out, but there's, like, no show or anything that, like, we're going to,
Mhm.
so it's like I feel like
Yeah.
that's when you know, though, it's like,
Well, yeah, there's some people that
for the
will only
friends
see you when there's something that
when they're
benefits
yeah,
them.
exactly. Exactly. I was gonna say the same thing, which is
Yeah.
so crazy to me, like
Mhm. I think it depends though, because like, for like, because I don't wanna sound hypocritical, but, like, I have one friend that lives in Europe, okay? And I met her on Twitter. I'm like, "Oh, like, we're finally gonna hang out, like, when, like, ever Madison tours, like, want to go." But then I'm
yeah.
like, then I'm like,
Well,
"Oh,
I
like,
think
does
that's
it sound
different
like"
because she lives literally,
Yeah.
like,
Okay, yeah.
so
See, but
far.
I just didn't wanna sound hypocritical. But yeah, like, I feel like it depends, like, for us, like, we obviously don't live, like, close, but, like, we live close
Mhm.
enough where, like, you can do things like that, but there's some people
Yeah,
that, like, just don't want to. I'm like, "I
yeah.
whatever." Like, if
Like,
you
they
only
don't
wanna see
want
me when there's
to
something, like, I don't wanna talk to you.
right. Yeah, like, they don't want to even when, like, they've expressed, like, how much you mean to them or whatever, and it's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, but, like, I thought we were, like, friends." But I guess not, but it is what
You
it
probably
is,
just
those
send the
people
same
just
thing to each person.
probably yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta just steer clear from, certain people. I don't know.
Yeah.
There are people who don't show, like, all sides to them, to every
Well, they show
person.
different sides of themselves to different people.
Yeah, exactly. You never really know what you're gonna get, and that's scary.
No, it is, it is. Like, at the same time, like, I feel like I've trusted people too quickly that like I've been to people's houses and I'm like, you know what? Like, what if they like just pulled a knife on me? Like, that's so extreme.
Yeah,
But
like
like, you also don't know.
you just don't know. It's so like crazy.
Yeah.
We love friendships.
Yeah, we do.
But I think that it's an important topic to talk about. Well, not even important, but just like relatable. Like
Hmm.
everyone has friendships, I think.
I hope so. I hope someone has at least one friend.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of just a part of like the human experience to surround yourself
Hmm.
with people, especially when it is platonic and not like in a romantic sense, because you crave that love, that platonic love from someone else that like a romantic partner can't give you or can give you, but it's just different.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think that's yeah. Like obviously like with Chris, who's my boyfriend, if people don't know, like the relationship I have with him is obviously different than the one I have with you. Like they're like not gonna be the same. But like
Right.
it's just yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like people don't think that like friendships are as important as like your like you said, like your romantic ones.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, like they're both important.
Yeah.
And okay, this is gonna like be so like not even on topic, but I feel like some people I hate when people get in relationships and then like their only focus and priority is like their
Is the
partner
person,
and then
yeah.
like their friends, it's like, okay. And I hate when people do that. It like irks me because like
Mhm.
I've been with my boyfriend for I think 6 years and I've been able
Mhm.
to like maintain all like my friendships
Yeah.
too. And I don't understand how people can't do that. I get at the beginning, like when people are like, oh, like they just start like dating this person and like they're all
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But like after a while, it's like, I don't know. Couldn't
No,
be
that
me.
happened to me with someone like a long time ago, but I was like, you only talk about this person. Like, am I not
Hmm.
like a part of your life anymore?
Hmm. Or like, yeah,
Which
like when
it's
the
fine,
only
I
thing they
guess, if
talk
you don't
about is
want me
like
to be, but like,
that. Yeah. Or it's like,
yeah,
yeah, like what you just said. Like when people, when you have conversations and they can only talk about like, most, like 99% of my friends are like straight girls. So like, I'm going to say men. But like when all they talk about is like a man in their life or whatever, like I get it. Like you want to talk about it. But like if that's the only topic of conversation, I get so bored because it's like you have nothing else to talk about. Like
yeah,
nothing at all.
yeah,
And I can't deal with that. I
yeah.
like
I
to have
mean,
conversations that are like more than like
yeah. Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah. 100% deeper conversations over anything
But not even like just like yeah. Just like not only
other
about yeah.
conversations.
Yeah, but there's been some people that like I was friends with and like they would only talk about like who they slept with that week and like who they like and like I get it, but at the same time like is there not one other thing you can talk about? So
Yeah. I think there's also people like who, this is going so off topic, but like like they don't let their partner hang out with other people.
mhm.
So it's like it's hard for them to even keep up with friendships because like
But that's weird
of
to me. Like that's
their
toxic.
significant
Like
other.
maybe
Yeah,
I
I know.
shouldn't
I'm
judge
like,
other people's
that's
relationships, but that's so toxic. Like if I told Chris like, "Oh, like you can only hang out with me," or if he told me that, I'd
yeah.
be like,
No, I don't get that at all.
"No, like
I
it's just
don't
like
understand it.
weird."
But I know
Like I
people
don't
who are
know.
like that.
Oh, like it couldn't be me.
Well, I
Like Chris is
knew.
literally letting you sleep at his house. Well, I'm gonna be there, but
Yeah.
like it's like imagine he was like, "No, like like you can't see." Like you know what I mean? It's just like I
Yeah.
can't like wrap my head around. Like to each
Or
their own
not
if
even
that's like
that,
how
but
you want
like,
to live, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
what were you gonna say?
I don't know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me. I mean, I've been in like a few stable relationships. Some were not stable, but I've been in a few and like I've never experienced that, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully.
Like I get it if like they were like, like you shouldn't I've had this with like people where they're like, oh, like, like you shouldn't hang with that person. They're kind of like from an outsider view, they're kind of, you know, not
Yeah.
good.
Just like,
But
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
that's like different than being like you can't hang out with anyone. Like it's
At
just
all.
weird to me. It's so
Right.
controlling. It's just like I can't.
No, yeah, very toxic behavior. I don't really know how we got to that.
Me either. Me either. But yeah. Anyways, friends are fun and not fun at the same time, and that's that.
And that's that. I think friendships are important. It's just like you just have to be cautious of every aspect of people because they're people and humans are
hmm
humans, and surround yourself with people who want to succeed as much as you do and want to also like see you succeed and who also like help
hmm
support
Oh
you and
yeah,
guide
because
you
there's
in
some
that
people
way.
that don't want to see that. They'll pretend they do, but like
Yeah.
really they don't.
In high school, I don't know if I can even say this, but something happened to me where I like got recognized for something basically.
hmm
Um and some person was like, even if it was a joke, I don't care. This isn't funny. It should have been me, like type of thing. And I was
Yeah.
like, ew. Like I don't want to be
hmm
your friend. Like
Yeah. I hate
hype
people
me up
like
or
yeah.
something. Like
Yeah. I
and
feel
that
like
was
yeah,
like
there's
it
a
was
lot
a
of people that
big
are
deal
like
too
that
for
though.
me and like yeah, but that's really when you know like who
Or
your
like
true friends are.
yeah. Like I don't know. Most of my friends like watch my stuff and like follow like my 90,000 accounts that I have. I know that's a lot. But like there's some people that literally follow all of them and like I don't like need you to, but it like is nice to like have people support you in that way. Like I've had
Yeah.
friends that were like literally didn't understand anything that I wanted to do, which is like fine. You don't have to like get it. But like I
Mhm.
think like being like a true friend, you have to you can not you have to, but like it's nice to support people, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. Like I know some people who listen to like every single episode and have messaged me that they listen to every single episode of this one. It's like nice to like hear that,
Yeah.
especially when you're first starting something out because you never know like how it's going to be like like taken in.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just nice to like support your friends and like whatever they do because at the end of the day, like I don't know,
Like you
you
want
just want to
that.
see them. Yeah,
Yeah, you also want that reciprocated. So
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
put
That's why
out
whenever
what
my
you want to
friends
get.
like start something, like I'll like follow them because I'm just like
Yeah.
that's what I want. And yeah, and I mean like I don't want anyone to listen to this and they be like, oh my god, like I don't follow like it's one of her things. Like it's fine, but it's like it's just nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether your friends are in person, online, or whatever the heck, like at the end of the day, no, that's not a good way to end it.
That's a good way to end
I
it.
was gonna say have your guard up, but that's so bad to say. Um
I mean, it's true though.
yeah, I mean like
Just like
just be
follow your gut.
cautious and like
Yeah.
yeah, like if someone gives you a bad vibe, like you're getting that bad vibe for a reason.
Oof, yeah.
And like at the end of the day, like you had said, like not everyone's in your life to like stay like the long haul or the long run or whatever the saying is.
Mhm.
And like you have to be okay with that. I think like that's something that like I've come to like be okay with. I mean, I guess it's like certain people, like if like certain people like left my life, I'd be like, oh, okay, that like kind of sucks. But like also, I don't know what the fuck I'm like trying to say. I feel like my brain's just like not braining today. But like
I mean,
yeah, like
yeah,
there's
I
certain
think I
people like
agree.
if you like just were like, okay, one day like I don't want to talk to you, like would I be sad? Sure. But like there's some people that I wouldn't be, and I feel like that's bad to
Yeah.
say, but I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I keep going to that phrase, I guess, where I'm like, certain people are just put into your life for a reason.
Mhm.
And then sometimes it's like, not that, like, it's just like they're put into your life for a season. And once that season is
Mhm.
over, it's like, you know, it's over.
Yeah.
But there are also people who are put into your life who are actually there for you and they show you. And like, it's important. It's really important to hold on to those people.
Mhm. And the last thing I'll say, and then I'm done.
You're good.
I think it's also important to surround yourself with people who are kind of like in the same like I don't know if I want to say like career path, but like same like in that aspect because I
Yeah.
feel like it's just nice. Like for me, like my two friends that I was telling you about, that like are from here, like
Hmm.
career wise, we're all on different like paths. Like I'm like in like the I guess creative world, and one of them is like in the law like realm, and then another one's in like medical
Mhm.
business, like that world. So we're all in different
Yeah,
worlds, but like that's fine. But I feel like you do have to have like people that like are also in the same like interest gap as you, because like as much as they want to hear me talk, like I don't think they want to hear me talk about these things the whole time, which is like
I
totally fine because
agree.
like I don't need to hear about like their things the whole time. So I think it's nice to have like those people that have similar goals in life as you.
Yeah.
That makes sense because I have like fucking crazy ass goals and like whatever. I know like they sound like really delusional at times, but like they don't get it. So that's why I
Mhm.
like to talk about like my goals in that like aspect with other people that like get it,
Yeah.
because I think it's important to like have that. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's just easier for, like, people in, like, that career path, I guess, to just understand.
Mhm.
And also, like, the other people, like you said, like your law friend or, like, your
Mhm.
one who's in the medical field or whatever, like, it's also really hard for them well, I assume because my sister is a nurse. I just know that it's hard for her to make time, like,
Mhm.
because she is on such a, like, strict schedule.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard to see those people, and I think
Mhm.
that those are the friendships where it's like, you don't have to talk all day long to whatever
Mhm.
for whatever to, like, know that they're there or whatever.
Mhm.
But with your other friends who are, like, in the same, like, career path as you, it's, like, easier to, I don't know, like, go on a trip, for example,
Mhm.
because I don't know, they're just more understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, at the end of the day, like I like to like also surround myself with people who have similar goals as me, because it's like nice to see other people achieving those, like not that like they can't have like obviously like some goals that we have like are similar, but like a lot of
Mhm.
them aren't, because like for me it's like, oh like, oh like in the next like few years like I want to go to LA for 3 months and like work from there. Like obviously they don't have that, and they can't have
Right,
that similar goal because it's like not the same like
right.
world. Or it's like if I want to travel for a month, like I could, but like for
Yeah,
them it's like you can't like, I don't know what one of my friends is in, like the medical one, like it's like something. I don't think she can
yeah.
like, well, I know she can't just like take a month off and like go
Yeah,
somewhere, or like
yeah,
my friend in law, like you can't just do that. And like that's like things that I like to do, or like I don't know, like when I tell people like I want to like interview people on a red carpet, like they're like
yeah.
okay, like whatever. But like in my head, I'm like I'm gonna do
It's
that.
gonna happen,
Not the
right.
thing. So it's like
Yeah,
it's just like different. I think it's nice to like I said, surround yourself with people who have similar goals, because it's nice to see them achieve the same goals that you have, and it's like motivating at the same time.
mhm.
And like just bouncing off like ideas with people, and like I don't know.
No,
I don't
that's really
know.
true. And also it's like you can give the other person, like, advice. Like, you've given
Mhm.
me a lot of advice and
Thanks.
and have also told me to start shit even though I haven't started some
It's
stuff,
okay. I
but
saw you post like 9 TikToks in a row.
no, literally, I
It
was
was
like
so funny. I was going down my thing and I was like, do I like them all at the same time? She's gonna think like I'm just stalking her.
well, I
But I
posted it at the
swear,
same time,
I
so,
know.
like
I was going down and it was just another one.
it was so funny.
Um,
Well, because I forgot to post them, and then I was like, "I'm just gonna post them all at once." And but the one that I did, what was it? It was the one of, like, the Kardashians.
mhm.
It was funny, but Shannon didn't want me to post it.
But you still
I was
did.
like, "Sorry, I'm posting it." Yeah, she's like,
I
whatever."
like the one that you were all at the table.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, that
It
was
was.
funny.
But yeah, anyways. Yeah.
Do you see how off topic we get?
I know. But it's like literally sometimes I forget that we're recording. And then I'm like, oh, like,
You're right, yeah.
let me bring my thoughts back. But
Yeah.
to end off with what I just said, yeah, I think it's important to have people that aren't in the same world as you, and have people that that are in the same world as you, because like you said, at the end of the day, like I don't know, like because I work for myself, and I honestly don't really have any friends that do that right now. Um, I mean, I guess like you're the most similar because like you work for your dad, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. Other than
Mhm.
Chris, because he works for himself, but like I don't have a lot of friends that like are my close friends that work for themselves. So sometimes I'm just like I have to understand that people can't do the same things that I want to
Yeah.
do. Especially like my two other friends, like one of them still in school and one of them just like graduated, so like she's going to like her whole like 9 to 5 career.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like it's nice to have people that like aren't in like a 9 to 5 because it's
Yeah.
more flexible, like you said.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well, I be
yeah.
saying that even though I do work a
Yeah,
9
but
to
like I
5.
feel like I don't think you're gonna be in it for long personally, but that's just
I
my view
hope
on it.
not. I don't think so. But it's also like, I don't know, I'm just taking it day by day.
Yeah. You have to be like in a
You
good
know.
mindset to like go on your own path because it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
And I think
I
we could do
bet,
like a
yeah.
whole like other episode on that because I'm gonna like there's a lot to say about that because I feel like
Yeah.
people glamorize like the self-employed life so much. And
Mhm.
I did at first too before I got into it because I was like, oh my god, like must be nice, but it's
Yeah.
a whole other thing. And a lot
Yeah.
of people don't realize that too. And like not to like shame people that have 9 to 5s, but I feel like people who have 9 to 5s think like, oh, like they have it so easy, like they get to like do whatever
Yeah.
they want. But like it's such like a different world when you're in it. So
I
that's why
think
I
it's
like to
just a
have people
different
that are
type
also
of
in it.
work,
Hmm.
and people don't understand the whole, like, behind the scenes or, like, the whole, like, financial aspect of it too. It's like,
That's like the
you have to be in
scariest
charge
part.
of every single thing.
Yeah. And if you're
Like
not on top of your shit, like you're not gonna make money.
exactly.
And like that's why like okay, this is literally not on a topic and we're gonna have to cut me off at a certain point. But for me, it's like I had someone message me a month ago after I went to New York 3 times, and they were like, "How do you even get money? Like, how do you do that?" Or like,
Mhm,
"Must be nice" type of vibes. And it's
mhm.
like people don't know like how much money I have. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
money coming out of my ass because I work for myself. Like, and I feel like a lot of people think that like, oh, just because you work for yourself, you make like this amount.
Mhm,
And yeah, I don't know. I feel like people are like stuck in the like 9 to 5 life is harder than self-employed life, which I don't believe.
mhm.
Even though I've never been in a 9 to 5 personally, but from what I've been able to see, obviously I don't know the full extent because like I said, I wasn't in it. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is a whole other topic for another day. But all that to say, I think you should have friends. It's important to have friends in the same career path as you because it can be very lonely. And that's that. Now I'm done.
I
Cut off.
agree with everything that you said,
Thank you so
100%.
much.
You're welcome. But yeah, we could definitely
Anything
get
else?
into that,
Yeah.
on another episode. Um, Nothing else. I think that we left off with pretty good advice,
Yeah.
before we went on a little rant, but
I mean, I still think the last thing I said was good advice.
yeah. Well, no, 100%. But I was gonna kinda add, like, because you said something, and I was like, "Yeah, I think about this." This is still going on a fucking rant, but, like, people think about what you said the same way about what I do working for my dad, and it's like, I don't know. I hate saying that I work for my dad because then people are like, they insinuate that he has like a lot of money or he's like very wealthy. And it's like, he just worked really hard to get to where he is. And it's not even that
Mhm.
we're like rich or whatever. But like, I don't know. It just kind of bothers me the way that people think about when like a child works for their parent.
I think it
Especially
depends
with
on the
what we
person, like,
do.
honestly.
Yeah, because it's
'Cause,
like
like yeah.
childcare is not easy. I'm
Mhm.
literally raising other people's children while
Mhm.
helping them raise. Because it is literally from 9 to 5, and then the parents come and get them. They have them for, like, dinner time and then bedtime, and then it's, like, the same thing all
Mhm.
over again. So I have them for the majority of the day,
Yeah.
but it's just, like, I don't know, I've had people where they're like, "How do you make so much money, like, going on all these trips?" And I'm like, I work."
Mhm. And I think it's
Like
about saving your money, like,
yeah.
that's, like, the same thing for me, like, I don't save my money the best that I could, but for example, like, right now, I'm, like, insane. I have, like, 4 envelopes, okay? No, I have 3,
Yeah.
I lied, I have 3. One of them is literally labeled, like, Europe Madison, okay?
Mhm.
Then I have one that is labeled Europe September for my trip that I'm going on now. Then I have another
Mhm.
one that is labeled LA. But I literally like, that's how I'm able to, like, do what I want because, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like just people, like, think, like, "Oh, like, she's going here and there," like someone asked me once, they were like, "Do you ever stay stable?" And I was like, "First of all, I don't go, like, out that much.
Right,
Like,
like
I'm not,
every
like,
single day.
somewhere every day, but, like, that's, like, how I do it, and I feel like, again, like, people that aren't in the same world as me just don't get it. Like, they think, like,
Yeah, they just yeah.
I just can do whatever I want
Yeah.
because I work for myself, which, like, yeah, I have more flexibility, but I feel like it could be the same for you. Like, people are like, "Oh, like, she works for her dad, she can do whatever she wants," but, like, at the same
Yeah.
time, like, you can't.
Yeah.
But I feel
No,
like
I
that's what people
definitely
think.
have more flexibility for sure, 100%, which is why I don't want to go like another route, at least now, because it's like I want to do so much in my life and I have the flexibility to do it right now
Mhm.
working for him. So like I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to throw that out there because I've heard people be like, I don't know, it's just wrong for them to assume. But
Yeah. No. I
yeah,
get that.
very much
Mhm.
rant. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no. But it makes sense. I don't know. I
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, people just, like that's, like, what ties in, like, I think, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't know. Like, a lot of people I know that work, like, 9 to 5s just don't get like, our brains don't see eye to eye on everything in, like, that aspect, which is why, like what I said, it's nice to have friends that are in the same career as you
Yeah.
because, like, even for, like, lawyers, like, have lawyer friends, whatever, like, it's easy to relate to them. I can't
Mhm.
relate to someone that's a lawyer or a nurse or whatever in that aspect because, like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I never will unless I'm, like, in that career path.
Yeah.
As the same as, like, someone won't ever relate to me or, like, get it because they aren't in my career path. So that's why it's,
Right.
like, you don't have to have, like, 25 friends in the same career path, but, like, having, like, at least, like, a few is just gonna help you in the long run.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, now we're done. Um,
Rant over. Thank
yeah,
you for
rant
coming to
over
our
until
TED
next
Talk.
time. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. You can follow us on Instagram, on YouTube, and you can follow and subscribe to this podcast. You can leave a review, and we will talk to you
Yes.
next week.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.